Hey, before we start today's video, I just want to let you guys know that this one is brought to you by Localine, which is a great CRM software company. I've done a fantastic review of the software before, and there are some bonuses you can get if you want to sign up for it. There will be a link in the top right of this video to click on that'll take you to that video if you want to learn more about that software. You know, wintertime is a great time to start planning on how you want to improve things in the next year, and a software program like this can save a farmer 5-10 hours a week, no problem, with very little cost. So I would encourage anybody that's kind of looking for something like that to check the video out in the top right of the screen. All right, this is going to be a pretty impromptu and quick video today, but I wanted just to try something in real time. So right now, as I stand out here, it's minus 12 Celsius and it is 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And at nighttime, it's been getting down to 0 Fahrenheit and minus 19 Celsius. And it has been snowing solid. Like, this is me shoveling all this stuff out of the way. It's been snowing every day for, feels like 2 weeks now. It's just crazy. There's a ton of snow out here. You can't even see my food, well, the beginnings of my food forest. The only thing that's popping out is a couple trees that I planted. And you can see here, this is my carrot bed, or my latest carrot bed. I finished the one in the front yard. Now I've got this one, I'm going on this. And I had to dig out a path here and clear off the snow. You can see how much snow is here. You can't even see the raised beds. I've been having to scrape off the greenhouse. I've got this nice little scraper. It's been snowing so aggressively that despite the fact that it's probably 15 degrees Celsius in that greenhouse right now, it's not enough to keep up with the snow. Like, it's snowing a tiny bit right now, but it's kind of slowed down. So I figured I'd come out here, and we're out of carrots at home, so I need to get some carrots. So yeah, you can see it's just tons of snow. Like, it's been epic. So far, this has been the coldest it's been for the longest it's been in a very long time here. So I've cleared out a path, and I did a video on carrots not too long ago, but the neat thing about this, so this was covered in like a foot of snow. I had to scrape all this off and shovel it away. And you can see through the plastic, my leaves are on top of that bed. So my hypothesis here is that because the soil is so covered with a thick mulch, in combination with the plastic to keep the precipitation or the wetness off, that I'll be able to dig into these beds without much problem, that the soil is going to stay soft. And again, I said this in the last video about this, but because the plastic keeps the moisture off, that means like on days when it's warmer and you get a wet snow, and if you didn't have the plastic here, that would sit on the mulch and then it would melt through, and then it would freeze overnight, and then that constantly wetting and freezing is what screws up these crops. So we're gonna see, I've shoveled this off, we're gonna pull this off and dig in here and see what we get. So the spot that I finished at last time I harvested is here. So now I'm going to scrape everything over in that direction. Just get this off the tripod here, and you can see, I'll just put a glove on. This is what's, see, they kind of kept growing for a little while. Like, I shanked the greens off a while ago, but I can stick my finger right in there. There's no way on any ground in this temperature, as it's been this cold for this long, that I could do that if I didn't have this. So I think we're good. Like I said, it's minus 12 Celsius right now. It's been as low as minus 19 every night for well over a week now. If these beds were going to freeze, they would have frozen by now. So this is kind of cool because this says that people in places like Ontario, if it's even at the edge here, it's a little bit frozen. That's a bit frozen there, but then as I come in, it's nice and soft. I can get my fingers in there, I can dig around. So anyways, this means that people in cold climates, like colder than here, could do this kind of thing. It's hard to get anything in there, but I can go to the next row, no problem, and just slide right in there. Oh yeah. But you can see how easy it was to fork in there. And these carrots would have been planted kind of near the tail end of the second week of August, if I remember correctly. I think that's correct. And I had some ones in my front yard that I planted the first week of August, like the first day or second day of August. There's that much of a difference. When you go into the fall, there's that much of a difference as days from, right after the summer solstice, the days start to decrease, right? And then they exponentially start to decrease as you get, say, late September into October. It becomes visible every day, especially here in October. Every single day you notice gets darker and darker, so that exponentiality starts to increase. It's amazing how much a week and a half difference in time from planting going into fall makes, because the ones in my front yard I planted right on the first, and these ones, call it a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks later, and there's a significant difference. Most of these carrots they're okay, but there's some small ones in here. Like that's not great. So lesson learned here again. I mean, I've learned this lesson before, but it's a good reminder that it's really important in the fall or in the summer when you start thinking about getting crops in for winter. It's really important that you get a lot in that short window. Certainly homesteading is a different context than a farm. If I was farming going into winter, I would have had these carrots in a high tunnel, and then that week or two apart could have been beneficial because that high tunnel would have gained more heat. More volume of air is better for crops growing than a short tunnel like this. That difference in succession would have been beneficial because it would have allowed me to have carrots that stayed at the right size at the time that I needed them, opposed to in the homestead context. You're probably, if you're doing it in things in low tunnels like this, not doing them in high tunnels, you're probably better off just planting a ton of stuff out at once in October or in August. So for me, beets and carrots, those are two crops that I like to have during the winter, and they have around the same DTM. Planting all of them basically the 1st of August, 1st of August would be beneficial to me. Then if I was farming, I might space them out a little bit more. Not a bad bounty for, it's about 3 feet of a 30-inch bed. And yeah, like I said, these carrots are a little undersized, but I'll take it. They're beauty. They taste incredible. They're so sweet. That's one thing some people often ask about. I've said it many times before, but why is it that carrots and some other vegetables are sweeter in the winter? And my understanding of it is that when there are cold temperatures, like below freezing, the vegetables convert their starches to sugars. Now, I don't know exactly why biologically that happens. Maybe it has something to do with survival, like keeping them, sugars are consumable, and so maybe it's a way of converting that into energy that they'll later use or to survive. I don't know, but they certainly do. So not bad. I've still got about 10 or 12 feet of carrot bed left, so I'm already realizing that I probably should have planted more this year. I'm done my beets. I ran out of beets, so another lesson learned. Next year, plant probably twice as much carrots as I did this year. Plant them all the first week of August, and same for beets. I don't eat as many beets as I do carrots, because the only thing I really use beets for is juicing them and shredding them in salads a little bit, but not as much as carrots. Carrots I put in all of my winter salads, which are basically shredded carrots and microgreens that I keep doing in the greenhouse, and shredded cabbage that I do that I have in storage down in the basement. And yeah, so definitely need more next year. And one more thing, there are still a few tickets to the Steadfast Farm Workshop, and that's happening starting February 3rd. A couple things that I kind of forgot to mention, you know, life's kind of gotten ahead of me, being a parent of 2 kids, and it's been a little hectic, to be honest, partly why I'm not posting as many videos right now. But if you come to the Steadfast Workshop, you're going to get a year's free membership to FromTheField.farm, and you'll get signed in as a founding member. So if you in a year you want to renew it, you'll only be paying 49 bucks. It's going to go to over 100 a year this year. So you get that, and you're also going to get a copy of my one-day workshop that I sell on my website for, I think, 199 bucks. So you're going to get those 2 things for free if you sign up. Like I said, there's a few more tickets left, so I'd like to see more of you guys down there. Have yourselves a great weekend.